Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Deborah, and what I'm doing today is I'm just prepping some stuff for one of Roxy's challenges, which is her pocket pages, junk journal pocket page challenge. I don't know what the number is, but I'll put it in the title. And I have this book, which is an old scrapbooking book, and I'm just going through it, wondering what I can find in here that I can repurpose. I found some of these pictures. I think I could repurpose some of those. I've also cut out some of the titles, so I thought I could repurpose like the binding words or the receipt book word, the instruction word. Not really sure which ones I'm going to cut out yet. I'm just getting my ruler, so tearing rather than cutting with the scissors. I think that might be easier. Oh, in fact, there's some on the back that I could possibly use. I've got these little ones down here. Actually, there's a few on that page that I could possibly use. I'll keep that to one side. And then same with that one. Probably not those. Just depends on what I end up using, I think. So I might put some of these aside as well. I'm hoping I'll get to the challenge. I don't feel 100% today. Yesterday it was quite bad. I had my COVID vaccine the day before and I really had been quite ill from it, unfortunately. Just feeling very, very tired and sleepy and, not at all well. So today I'm feeling a little bit better. But I thought I'd jump on and just do some of this, see where we can get. Quite like that. Could put some stuff in those, couldn't I? Now, I'm not going to use any of these that have got real people in them, or I should say newer people rather than real people. I could use those. So I guess if you've got books like this, it's worthwhile going through them and see what you can use. Now, obviously, you can't probably sell things if you make things like this from books. I'm not sure what the copyright issues are. I know you certainly can't copy them, as in, get them and copy them onto copy paper. But I'm not sure if you could use them like that. But I'm just going to be on the side of caution, and I won't sell any of this. It'll either be given away or I'll keep it for myself. I'm thinking I might be able to do something with that. And probably not this. That's all a bit too kiddie for me. And I think this isn't even my book. I think I got it from either a scrap recycled in a charity shop, or it's might have been one of my mother-in-law's actually, I think, from now. Don't know if I'd use that. Don't like the words that much. But I might use them as a template, you never know. Put it to one side. I can always just keep them in my bucket of goodies and see if I can repurpose them. And if they stay there a while, then I probably wouldn't repurpose them and I'd get rid of them. Just depends on what you want to do. So I'll just quickly go through and do this, and then I'll move on and try and get some of Roxy's challenge done. I'm hoping that you're feeling better than I do today. But I wanted to give you a video. That's kind of why I'm here pressing on regardless. These are all a bit too bright for me. I mean, at least I guess I'm repurposing some of the book. And I don't know how old it is, but it's just not something that, I would use now. And I don't know that other people would probably use some of it either, which is why I'm quite comfortable giving it away or ripping it up. What have we got here? Heat colouring, how to do gold leaf. Wow, there's all sorts of stuff in here, isn't there? I think that's about the end of it now. Let's just check. Yep, that's about the end of it. So, let's have a look at that cover as well. Maybe I can repurpose that. Just saw that. I was about to toss it in the bin and I realised that was there. But the rest of it, unfortunately, I will put into the rubbish. I do feel a bit guilty when I do that, but at least I've used some of it. Better than having it sitting on the shelf doing nothing. I'm just going to fussy cut around this and see if it's something I can repurpose. I guess it depends when I actually pull it together whether I'm going to enjoy repurposing it or not, whether it's going to work for what I had, but that's quite cute. And I was even looking at this here, down on this side. Maybe I'll cut this out too and see what I can do with it. If I just fussy cut around it and the pen especially, so I do like pens and nibs. Now I'm going to move on then and start on Roxy's challenge, and I'm hoping that I can use some of this stuff that I'm gathering here. In fact, I think I'm going to maybe even just limit myself to using some things that I've used here, plus not just those, but plus also some old papers and things. I think I've got quite a good selection there. I don't know if I like that one terribly much, but I might be able to use the picture in the middle. Anyway, we'll get going with the second part and I'll see how I go. I've gathered up some supplies and now I'm going to do some of the pocket pages. So this is a big sort of map thing that opened up, or a piece. It's actually from, I think, a book on New South Wales, and you've got the whole sort of Sydney. It says the view of Sydney Harbour, there's the bridge, and from the heights of North Sydney, and it's shown in the picture is about 8 miles. So we're talking in miles, so it's a while ago that they made this book, and I wondered if I could use like half of it for one of the pockets and half of it for the other. But just looking at it now, maybe I can use like the whole thing and have the pocket pages like this. Then I wouldn't have to cut it in half necessarily. So maybe I could trim it, like keep those words there and have that as a page, and then on this side have that as a page. That might be the way to go actually. I'm not going to bother that this side's going to be shorter than this side. I actually think that will add to the pocket and how it looks. I'm not even really sure at the moment if this is going to work, but we'll see how we go. So if I look on this side, I think that I can actually fold this over here to create the flap out of it. So this will be one side of it, and let's see how we go with that. And then maybe I need to trim that down a little bit. Now I've trimmed that off, so that's going to be the pocket. But I think that the pocket would be too big, so I'm also going to have to trim something else off. I might trim off the cows from the bottom. I do want to retain those words though that talk about Sydney Harbour and the view. And they'll be on a different side, but you'll still be able to read it. And then I still think it's a bit tall. It's probably about 7 inches tall, and I want it less than that, I think. Yeah, it's 7.5, so I'll take some of the top as well. I know that Roxy did like a flap on hers, so I might do that as well. I was watching it this morning and I did watch some of it, not all of it. But I think if I cut just a little notch out of the top here, because I'm just using her video as an inspiration. If you're doing the same, you don't have to do exactly the same as the person. You can do your take on it. So then I've just cut those notches, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to eyeball folding this down. And now I could cut this off, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to stick it at the back. Just tack it underneath like this. In fact, maybe I'll do this side as the inside. I don't really want to because the words start here. I'm just going to have to fix that though and tack that on. I do have some glue here, I know I do. Let's see if I put my, oh there it is. I bought some new glue sticks, so I knew I had some in there. So I'm just going to tack this down. Let me just use a piece of this paper as a bit of a buffer between the glue and the table. And then underneath, I'll just put some glue on here too. And I will flip this up and turn it over. Just trying to get that fairly straight really. I should have probably turned it in first. That one's working better. So the binding will go down here, and then these will be the pocket flaps coming over the top of that binding. Just wait till that dries. And then underneath I will put this on now. So just put some glue down there and down the bottom. And that way I've formed my pocket. There'll be one in here and one in here. Once I bind that on, it'll have two pockets, one on either side. So as you can see, the left one is much bigger than the right one, but that's just where the paper was folded, so I didn't want to change that, and that's fine. I do want to add some more things onto it though. I don't want to leave it like that. I think I'm going to take some of this paper, which is very old and quite vintagey. You can see there, that's lovely. Really like that bit. I don't know if I want to hide too much of the house. I certainly don't want to hide the bridge because that's the iconic kind of Sydney Harbour view that everybody knows. If you've got old books like this that you don't use anymore, then maybe this is an idea you can use. So up until this morning I hadn't really thought about that. I just saw it sitting on the shelf and thought, well, I'm not going to use it. I may as well repurpose it for something else. I'm thinking I'm going to put this here. So I am going to hide that house, or the houses on there, but it's not a problem. And then this piece, I may just put maybe on this side here, above the bridge, just on the edge there. And I'll find another thing to go down the bottom here. Actually really like that on there. Not sure I'm going to use that. I'll use that somewhere else. And what I am going to do is just trim this piece off because that's right on the fold and I didn't want it. It's going to be thick. This is very thick paper, this, so I didn't really want it to be getting in the way of that fold that's going through there for the page. So there's that one, and then on the other side I think I'll stick with my plan to put this one down here. Because what I've done in doing that is I've hidden the words. I just realised that I've hidden those words that I wanted to keep. Never mind, that's just the way it is. And then with this one here, I'm just thinking that if I tear this through here, this is just an old book. Hobby book. I thought I wanted to get these words here. Not sure. Let's see. Yep. Kind of thought they might look good down there because that's, you know, that's an envelope, correspondence club. I don't know. In my mind, that seems to work really. So we'll pop this one down. Of course, you can always sew as well on these. So you could sew around the edges. I may end up doing that, I'm not sure. I'm doing a lot of quilting at the moment. Well, I had to stop yesterday, but I have been doing a bit of quilting, which has been nice to get some quilting done again after a long time of not doing it. I wonder whether I can pop something like this in here. Let's just tie this and see if it's going to work. Cut that off there. What do you think of that? I don't know whether I should put it on top like this. Maybe not. I might put it up under, tuck it under here. Yeah, and tuck it under there. Some things I have to move things around just to see if they're going to work where I want them to go. So Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But I quite like that. I don't know if I need anything else on that side. So that would be one side, and then of course we've got the back. Because this is going to be a page, I still want to decorate the back of it as well. So with the back, I can possibly go back to what I was going to use before, which is this piece of old handwritten paper. It's falling apart. You can see that, can't you? Might get it down before it falls apart completely. Pop this on here. I'll cut this around and see what I can make with this, see if I like it. It's following the shape of the frame as best I can doing this. And not sure that I like that. Maybe here I can put that. What else have I got that's in here? I can put this in here. That looks pretty good there, doesn't it? I like that. I wasn't going to, but I've just found that and I like it. Much better than the frame it was in, I think. Now, I was asked about this little trimmer that I use, and what it is, I did answer the person, but I'll let you all know in case others had the same question. It's just a really old tonic Tim Holtz cutter. He does a new one, it's the same. I think it might be a little bit bigger than this, and because I think it's, yeah, I do think it's bigger than this, but I've had this forever and it still cuts really well. I've used it a lot. So, you know, I would recommend these. You can also get them, I think Creative Memories used to do a similar one, but this is the one that I liked. So, you know, it was Tim Holtz, so of course I liked it. And so this is the one that I bought myself years ago. So if you're looking for one of those, you can have a look for the tonic trimmer. Now, if I put this down here in that corner, I think that's going to go okay. I would like something maybe up here. Or maybe what I can do is just put it at a slight angle up the top. Yeah, I think I'll put it there actually. That can be where it goes. Again, because I really didn't want to hide that, so I'm going to put it up a bit higher. There you go. So I've layered two pieces from the same book, and I think that I've actually made it look better than what they looked in the first place, in my opinion. Maybe something up here, maybe not. I'm not sure if I want anything up there. I would like to maybe do some stamping on this. I could get that out and do some stamping. So I'm putting some stamps on. I've got a number one here and I've got an address one down here. This one is an old, well, it's not old, but it's a Tim Holtz stamp. I've had it for a while. Just from a stamp set, all of these. This is the stamp set they're from. It's called Etc. CMS 302 if you're looking for them. That's the best way to find them, is to search that number. And I quite like that combined with, you know, the old bit of paper and everything. And then on this side, I might try another one that's similar to that. See what else we've got. Maybe I can do like a piece of this, not stamp the whole, not ink the whole thing up. See what it's like. This is a piece of an old receipt or something they've turned into a stamp. I'm not inking the top part, just the bottom part of it. So I thought that I kind of wanted to put it down here. That looks all right. I should have possibly protected the flap, but it's on there now, so I can't do anything about that. And I think that's probably enough, maybe. See how we go with that piece there. All right. Maybe I want something on this side as well. Try this round one. Trying to work out which way up it goes. I think it goes here. I'd like to put it underneath this piece of that pen if I can. I don't know how successful this is going to be, but we'll try it. I don't think I got it on straight. Not too bad, but I wanted the pen pointing up to it. That's not too bad. Yeah, I quite like that. I think I'm happy with that one now. I like those stamps on there. So that would be one of them, and maybe I'll just make another one. I'm probably not happy with having that on there. But you know what I've got? I cut those words out before. Let me grab one of those and see if that's going to look okay up there. And even if it'll fit. Okay, so that's one. They're quite easy to make actually, and quite fun. And I like that I've used that old map or thing I found inside a book that I picked up at an op shop. So with this one, I have just folded it so that I folded down the edge of the flap. I like to do that because it makes the edge of the flap thicker, and when you're putting things in and out of the pocket, they're less likely to rip. If you've got a thicker edge on them, the pocket's less likely to rip. I've also folded it up so it is below where it needs to be. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to fold a flap down, and then I'm going to fold it up so I've got a nice thick edge on there too. Let's stick this down while we're at it. And then I fold it in half lengthways to make the pocket, or the pages and the pockets I make when I glue it together. Now, because I've got the blue on here and the ladies, I need to be aware of what I'm going to put on. Now, the back of them is upside down, so I might start with the back and decorate the backs first so that I know that's done. I think I'm going to create the oval shape out of this again. I really didn't like that shape that it's got at the moment, so I'm just going to cut round, just roughly. See if I can make it look better than it does at the moment. I don't like that either. Okay, so what I'm going to do is fussy cut up here, and I'm going to leave a tiny border, maybe 1/8 of an inch, depending on my cutting skills. See if I can get round this 1/8 of an inch all the way around. I'm not fabulous at doing this, I must say. I've gone a bit small now, but I want to keep it going while I've got the fluidity happening. And then around the ribbon, because I really like the ribbon. And then just up through here, nearly done. And round that corner off. That's much better than what it was, I think. This again is from an old magazine. I'm just tearing some off so that I can create a background on here. Maybe put that up there. And I'll just, where's my ruler here? I'll just put this here and tear. Make sure I'm away from that fold, which I am. Okay, I'll just put this here. I've used one of the words that I cut out before, just popped it down the bottom there. I think I want something here, but I'm not really sure. Let's see. I might actually leave that, you know. I do want to trim that edge off though. That's a bit too wide for the page. I found this cute little cartoony thing in this old magazine as well. And I think I'm going to put it down. Don't want to cut it all the way around on the white because I like this sort of shadow effect that's coming on there. I'll leave that writing there for now. I don't think I'll put anything over the top of that. Then on here I do need to add something. I guess if I don't like it I can always cover it. Oh no, I do like that. Okay, having done that, I think I need one on here, so the book page behind is a bit more muted than perhaps it is at the moment. So I'll put this one down here. See how much of that I want to ink up. Probably not all of it, maybe 1/2 to 3/4. Although there's probably still some ink that might come off from the last time. Although that should be dry by now, not really sure. Let's just put it just under the lady's head. There you go. Remembering that they're going to be on 2 different pages. I like both of those stamps. I'm wondering what else I can put down. Kind of think I want something down on this piece here. See if I've got a piece, another piece like this. Maybe with a word on it or something. Maybe this clock. That might look good. Let's cut around the clock and see what I can make with that. Take some of this side piece off and just curve it around there a little bit. Do I want the word on there? I'm going to take that word off actually. Maybe I'll put the word elsewhere, but not here. That looks good. See what else I've got on here. I'll take this. Just put that down here. Or maybe not down there, maybe up here. Yes, up there. Yep, that's just what I think it needed, is to have that there. I'm still not sure about the clock word. I think the clock word has to come off. Maybe the clock word can go here. Let's just tack it. No, the clock has to come off or be put elsewhere. Maybe down here. Yep, I'll put the clock word down the bottom there. And then I think I'm done. So I've done 2. Actually, I'm going to put the clock word up here. No, I like it down there. I'll put it down there. I've done 2. Not very many, but at least I've got 2 of them done. And I think that they look good. I probably prefer this one. And that's only because of the paper underneath, possibly. So that's one. And of course when I sew them there'll be 2 pockets down that go into the page, and this is the other one. So I hope you enjoyed those. Thanks for joining me today, and I will be back with another video on a different day. This is Deborah. Cheers.